the south and the east of the country. Back to you both. Back to you, sorry, Nina.
Thank you, Matt. Now, here's something that might make you feel old. Facebook was launched 20 years ago today. It was founded by Mark Zuckerberg and was initially only available to fellow Harvard University students, and then it was called the Facebook. But by 2005, it had expanded to more than 800 colleges around the US and Canada. And then the following year, it dropped the from its name and became Facebook. In 2011, profiles expanded to include a timeline. Does this look familiar? Including a cover photo and a chronological list of your posts. Now it has more than 3 billion worldwide monthly users, with the parent company Meta expanding into new technologies like VR and the metaverse. Our cyber correspondent Joe Tidy has been looking at Facebook's impact over the past 20 years.
It all started like this. Facebook, or the Facebook as it was then, launched from Mark Zuckerberg's student digs at Harvard in 2004. Over the years, more and more features have been added and the design slowly tweaked into what it is today. But the impact of the famous blue app was almost instant, and in the last 20 years, it's altered society, politics and business in profound ways. Here are 4 ways that Facebook's changed our world. 1. Facebook was a social media game changer. Other social networks existed like MySpace and Bebo, but Mark Zuckerberg's site really took off. It's less popular than it used to be with young people, but the company insists it is still growing. It's the biggest social network in the world, with 2 billion daily users, the most being in India and the US. 2. Facebook made the internet political. It was instrumental in movements like the Arab Spring and has become a key place for campaigning and debate in elections around the world, for good and bad. In 2018, Facebook agreed with the UN report that it said it had failed to prevent its platform from being used to incite offline violence against the Rohingya people in Myanmar. 3. Facebook made personal data valuable and less personal. Facebook proved that collecting our likes and dislikes is extremely lucrative. Facebook's parent company Meta is an advertising giant and takes the lion's share of global digital ad money alongside Google. But it's also proven what can go wrong with all that data collection. Facebook's been fined hundreds of millions of dollars multiple times for mishandling our data, most famously in the Cambridge Analytica scandal. 4. Facebook kick-started Meta's dominance. With the success of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg built an empire. He bought companies like WhatsApp, Instagram, Oculus, and helped them grow. Meta says that more than 3 billion people use at least one of their products every day. This dominance has arguably not come from innovation, but either from buying rivals or copying their ideas. The app's disappearing stories feature, for example, copied Snapchat. Instagram Reels is the company's answer to TikTok, and Threads is an attempt to replace Twitter. And now with the company pushing heavily into AI and the metaverse, who knows what the future holds?
Gosh, it's literally changed the world.
We're looking for your stories about Facebook this morning.
Yeah, tell us about how it's affected your life. Perhaps it helped you reconnect with lost friends or relatives, fired up your interest in a new hobby, or inspired you to change jobs. Contact us via WhatsApp. If you do, please will you include your name, email, or the usual social media channels. You can see all of those details below.
Time now just come up to 6:50. It's arguably the greatest sitcom ever made. Now, 50 years after Fawlty Towers was first recorded, it's coming to the stage.
The 2-hour play based on... Oh, do you know, I remember when it first came out and I was in my sort of mid-20s and it was just I was living abroad at the time, a way everyone shared photos of where we were living, and then when we all went back to our respective homes and all managed to stay in touch, and I thought there's no way that would have happened in such a visible way pre-Facebook. Thank you for telling us all your Facebook stories.
Yes, so let's take you through some of the thoughts you've had this morning. Becky's been saying she uses it to share her poetry. For anyone who wants to read it, she says she's busy with work, so Facebook is the quickest, easiest method of putting her material out there.
Julie has emailed, this is lovely, to say she met her husband on Facebook in 2010 and they got married 2 years later, and 2 of her best friends also found love on the site.
Now, I know in that report they were saying younger people not so much using Facebook. And Nellie saying she lost faith in Facebook. She used to be an avid user, now hardly sees her friends' posts on her feed because it's all full of adverts, is what she says.
Yeah, and lots of younger people think it's the platform for older people like me. So that's fair enough. And take a look at this magnificent specimen. This is Mick the Chops, who says he discovered competitive beard growing on the platform and is now a 3 times mutton chops champ and competes around the world. You see, and he never would have known about that without Facebook. Just to let you know, Charlie, there is a boring man group on Facebook, which I really enjoy following. Just thought I might share that with you.
OK. And your point being?
Might pique your interest.
OK. Thank you for that. Time now is 8:50.
Now, last year, nearly 500 million people watched the bass baritone Sabrina Turfel singing Kyrie eleison at the coronation of King Charles.
His latest album, a little bit different, I think it's fair to say. Inspired by growing up on the Welsh coast, it's a collection of sea shanties